I'm so blessed to be here. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for joining. Everyone here, thank you so much for joining. 1 second, admit. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so today, I hope everyone can hear me. Just drop in the chat that you can hear me so I know that you all can hear me clearly. Yes. Oh, great. Awesome. So, thank you all for joining me today. And today we're talking about something so important. It's becoming financially strong. This is going to be a bit different from some of my other trainings, and it's not about financial strategy. And I'll tell you why. Have you ever tried to, let's say, decide that maybe you're going to have maybe become healthy on a particular day? Maybe you've decided, and that's happened to me before. Have you decided that, oh, I'm going to start walking more, I'm going to start running more, I'm going to do more exercise? Have you ever made that kind of resolution? Maybe a New Year resolution with your health? Yeah, that's happened to me several times. Welcome, welcome. I think about a year ago, I decided I was going to be more healthy. And I decided I was going to start walking more, drink more water. I had this long list. I was going to follow an exercise regime on YouTube every day. I was going to walk about 20 minutes a day, and I was going to drink like a lot more water, eat more fruits, eat more vegetables. It was like a list of about 5 to 10 things I was going to do to improve my health. Now, so I'll tell you what happened. The first day, I did a little bit of exercise. I drank water. I went on a walk. I came home. This was day 1, and it seemed great. I was able to do this. Day 2, I said, I was able to do that yesterday quite easy. So today I'm going to do 30 minutes walk, and I'm going to like do the exercise. Instead of 20 minutes, I was going to do it for like 30 minutes. I was going to increase it. I was trying to achieve my goals faster. Has anyone ever done that? You want to achieve something and you think that if you just go harder, you'll get there faster. Because I'll tell you what happened to me. After I did that intensive walking for 30 minutes and the intensive exercise, I came home, I felt okay, but by the next morning, I couldn't get out of bed. My muscles in my legs were completely gone. I really couldn't get out of bed. Has that ever happened to anyone? And then the following day 3, I just didn't do anything. I said, okay, I'll wake up to do something, but my body was in so much pain from all the exercise because my muscles were not used to exercising, and mentally I couldn't hack the pain. So I just gave up. And then I said, okay, I'll do a little bit more tomorrow. And the day 4 came. I think I did 5 minutes walk in my garden. I didn't even go outside. And then I just slowly, by the end of week 2, I wasn't even doing that exercise anymore. Because all of a sudden, that pain from day 2 registered. And every time I thought about trying to become physically fitter, I remember the pain from the exercise and I just couldn't hack it. Has that happened to anyone, or is it just me? That your muscles just give out when you try and do so much in a very little time, especially when you've never done it before? Has that happened to anyone? Let me know in the chat if that's happened to you. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Okay, so I'm getting some yeses. Exactly. And that happens to all of us. And it's not just with exercise. Yeah, me. Yeah, exactly. And it's not just with exercise. I tell you the truth, it's with everything. It's literally with everything. Yeah, it's literally with everything. Because to achieve any goal, 1, we have to be first mentally prepared to achieve that goal, and then build up that physical strength, build up that mental strength to achieve any goal. If you wanted to sit an exam and you didn't, and at first, maybe you know you're going to sit an exam in maybe a week or in 2 weeks' time, and you're a bit worried about the exam. You're a bit scared that maybe, will I pass it? Will I not? You're a bit anxious. At first, you have to overcome that fear of the exam before you can even start studying. Because if you have a fear of the exam, every time you open your books, your mind goes away and starts daydreaming into the possibilities of what would happen if you failed, right? And the same with, physical fitness. And so today I want to talk to you about financial fitness, because if we're not financially strong, then when we actually start doing the strategies that we need to do to build financial wealth, we will face some kind of fatigue. We will get to that point where we are tired and we lose motivation. It feels too painful. And then we have the option to just go back into bed, cover our faces and say, we'll do this next year, or we'll do this later. And later never comes. Tomorrow never comes. Or we say, okay, we'll stay with it. And the ability to stay with it depends on how strong we are financially. I'm not talking about strong financially in terms of how much money you have in the bank. But what I'm talking about is our mental financial health, how strong we are in our heart financially to keep going, even when things seem tough, or even when it feels painful. And so this is going to be a really short training. And so you can all, still enjoy the rest of, if you're still on New Year holidays, so you can still enjoy the rest of the holidays of your holiday. But I'm going to share with you, and I break this down into three main things, right? I break building wealth into three main sections. And the first section is building financial strength. That's what we're going to talk about today. One second, let me admit some people. Welcome, welcome. Welcome if you're joining us. We're pleased to have you. So I was just explaining about building financial strength and how I break this down into three main sections, right? So the first section is building financial strength. The second section is ensuring that you are positioned to be able to live out that financial strength. And the third section is actually your financial strategy. And when I talk about financial strategy, that's what, in terms of earning more money, growing your money, and then, investing your money, protecting your money. Those are all strategy related activities. But first, we have to build our financial strength. And to do that, and today I'm going to talk about one main thing, which is the ability to have money. The ability to have money. How many of us like having money? Just drop in the chat, let me know if you like having money. Let me know if you like having money. Drop in the chat if you like having money. And yeah, you're learning to love it. Oh, great. That's even better. You're learning to love it. Right. Okay. So if you like having money, that's really important, because for many people, having money is an issue. Why? We're able to earn money. We go to school, we learn all these things, we get jobs, we have businesses, and we earn money. But when we have that money, we don't keep it. It's easy to let it go. We let it go all the time. And one step in building our financial strength is just being able to have money, have it, knowing that it's in your bank account, and not feeling that you need to spend it on Amazon, not feeling that you need to spend it on something else or one other thing or the other thing. Wealth creation and financial freedom is high on my list. Exactly, great. So I'm going to give you some tips on being able to have money. So in this first section of building wealth, and we're talking about building our financial strength, I'm going to break it down into four main elements. One, being willing to have money, then being willing to generate money, being willing to educate yourself about money, and then being willing to be generous. And those four things will build your financial strength mentally. Okay, so let's start with having money. And if we can focus on having money today, and I'll touch on the rest of the rest of the other things before the end of this session, but I'll focus more on having money because that's the main foundational step. Okay, now there is a very big difference between saving and spending. And those are strategic, but there is a very big difference. If you buy something on sale, is that saving or is that spending? Let me know in the chat. If you buy something on sale, is that saving or is that spending? Let me know in the chat if that is saving or spending to you. And then second question, if you put some money away after, it depends on if you need it. Okay, right. Someone says saving, spending. Yeah, exactly. Right. So we're split. You're spending if it's not a need. Okay, it's all split, right? So if you buy something in a sale, it's spending. It's always spending. It's never saving. It's always spending. Now, you said depends on if you need it. It's true. Sometimes we do need things like maybe you buy toothpaste on sale and you do need toothpaste, but you're spending on toothpaste. And we do have to spend. Yeah, we do have to spend on things as well as save. So it's two different things, but we do have to spend and we do have to save. But it's important to be able to differentiate that in our minds, that when we buy even things that we need on sale, we are still spending. And spending is important. We need to spend to be able to live. We need to spend money on food. We need to spend money on water. We need to spend money on education. We need to spend money on clothes. So spending is important. But when it comes to having money, saving is also important. And it's not all the money that you have that you spend, and it's not all the money that you have that you save. Either extreme is unhealthy. Excessive saving is like hoarding. Excessive spending is, is a bit frivolous. So we need a balance of both. So if you put money away after getting paid, is that saving or spending? What do you think? It's saving, exactly. So that's the main difference. If we put money away, you put your money away, then that's saving. If you take money out of your pocket to buy something, even if it's at a reduced price, it's still spending. And the key to spending as much as you like, and I'm sure we all like to spend as much as we like, the key to spending as much as we like is to have as much money, is to have much more money than we can spend. So I want you guys to write that down so that you know it. The key to spending as much as you like is to have much more money than you can spend. So if you have much more money than you can spend, then you can spend as much money as you want, right? If you have much more. So therefore now to be able to spend as much as you like, you need to have first. So we are going to focus on that having. And having money is not the same as earning money. You can earn £1 million and still owe £1 million in debt, right? It's not the same as earning money. You can earn, but having money is literally a way of being. It's a way of living. It's a way in which you have, it's a place where you are mentally that you don't feel lack, you don't feel scarcity, you don't feel the need to get money, you don't feel like there's not enough. If you have, let me give an example. If you have a plate of food and you are extremely hungry, maybe you've not eaten in a whole day or 2 days, and you see this plate of food and it has some meat, it has some vegetables, it has some fruit, the first thing some people would do would be to like gulp it all up as fast as possible, because they feel that emptiness, they feel that scarcity of food, they feel that hunger that reminds them that they need to get more and more and more food. But if you are completely satisfied already with what you have in your belly, and someone gives you a plate of food, as delicious as that food is, you'll probably take your time to eat it. You'll just be like, oh, that's nice, I'll taste that. There's no need, there's no that energy that you need to, that feeling that you need to accumulate more and get more, and like there's not enough already. That feeling is not there when you have money. And let me explain again that having money doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter whether it's for someone, it might be being comfortable with money, maybe £1,000. For someone else, it's 10,000. For another person, it's 1 million. It's irrelevant of the amount. What it matters is your internal state, how you feel about it, how you're feeling about money, and how you're feeling about accumulating and getting more. So the first step in building our financial strength, again, is that ability to have money and not feeling like we need to either one, get rid of it, or feeling like we're not going to have enough. Because there's some people who have money and they feel like it's never enough. And there's some people who have money and they feel like they need to get rid of it. two different people and they still want more, and both may still want more. Now, so being willing to have money means you're able, and when you're able to have money, it means that you're going to be able to generate money without that extra effort, that extra pain, that extra worry. You know, Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18 in the Bible says that God has given us the power to build wealth. God has given us power to create wealth, right? So we already have that power. And when we get to that place where we believe that it's true, you know, we're not doubtful that that is true. When we get to that place that we know it's true, we know that that power is already in us, right? And then we don't have to, you can still do your work. You can still do whatever your talent is, or your business is, or your job is. You can still do it, but without that extra anxiety, that extra financial anxiety that I won't have enough. Do you get what I mean? I hope, but just stay with me. I'll make it a bit clearer. So if you like, so I'll give you, I love maths, so I'm just going to give you a quick mathematical equation. If you like to spend money more than you like to have money, you're going to have no money. And if you like to have money more than you like to spend money, you're going to have more money. So we're going to focus on the having, right? Now, signs that you probably don't like having money, and I'm going to mention a few, and let me know, you know, you don't have to let me know if you want to, you can share with us if you want to. If you can spend all the time, if you know how to spend, you enjoy spending, but you prefer to, you prefer to spend more than you prefer to keep your money, most likely there is something within you that doesn't like having money. If you can always find a reason why, if you have, let's say you have £100, just giving a round figure, let's say you have £100 fixed amount of money in your bank. And as you have that £100, you already have 5 ways that you can spend that £100. And you can't think of one way that you can save a little portion of it, then you most likely don't like to have money. So it's, if you have £1,000 and you can find 5 ways to spend £1,000, but you can't find one way to save a little portion of it, you most likely don't like to have money. If you have £100,000 and you can find 5 ways to spend your £100,000 and you can't find one way to save a portion of it, you most likely don't have money. If you have £1 million, you can find 5 ways to spend £1 million: a new car, a new house, a new shoe, new anything, right? And you can't find one way to save a portion of it, you most likely don't like to have money. I hope you see it, irrespective of the amount of money that you actually have. It's more to do with the habit. It's a way of being. Having money is just a way of being. If you like to do certain things more than you like to do certain other things, whether it's with a little amount of money or with a lot, then you most likely don't like to have, or you like to have. Depends on both. Okay. If in different areas of your life, this is another sign that you probably don't like to have money. If in different areas of your life, you tend to want instant gratification always. So not always with money, but makes sense. Oh, great. I'm glad that that's making sense. And please, if anything is confusing, just drop a message in the chat and I'll try and clear that up. If in any area of your life you'd like to have things instantly, then it could be a sign that you probably don't like to have money. And remember, having money is very different from earning money. You may be able to earn 100,000, 1 million, 10,000, 1,000 in a month, any amount. It doesn't mean that you like to have it. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll keep going. So yeah, if you want things instantly, so you get to the queue, in a shop and you want to be served quickly, you're impatient, you don't like waiting for things, everything needs to be on your timetable, then you probably don't like having, right? Another example of a sign that you probably don't like having, if you say things like this: I can't afford this, I need this, I can't get this, I can't have this, then you probably, and if you think things like, I don't have enough, and but you say things like this, you say, I can't afford this, I can't get this, I can't have this, I need this, I don't have enough money for this, but you also have the ability to spend, right? So you're saying these things, but it doesn't mean that, but when things come up, like, or you go to the shop or anything happens, you have the ability to spend money on things you need or things you don't need, either on. You have the ability to spend 50p on a chocolate or 50p on toothpaste. It doesn't matter. You have the ability to spend. Then you need to check if you really want and you really like money that you say that you really want to have money. Because those are signs. Because when you say, I can't afford this, I really need this, I can't have this, I can't, but then you still have the ability to spend money on other things, then you probably don't like having money. Okay, I hope that doesn't offend anyone. I'm just trying to help. Okay, now, if you really like having money, you are going to be willing to have it and also spend it. So you're going to be willing to save some money and also spend some money, right? And if you have more money than you can spend, then you can spend more money, you can spend the money that you want. If you have more money than you can spend the money that you want. So the first step to changing your financial, situation, whatever your financial situation is, whether you're in debt or you're in surplus and you want to grow to abundance, is first be willing to have more money. And that is literally a state of being comfortable with having £100, £1,000, £10,000 in your bank, and not feeling those pressures internally of, I need to spend it on A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K before I even save a portion. Do you understand what I mean? Being comfortable having, let's say I have a sharpener here, right? Let's say this sharpener is your money, whatever it is, £100, £1,000, whatever it is, £500, right? Whatever money you have. Being comfortable, and I'm not saying that you never spend, you do have to spend, right? But first, we have to be comfortable to have this money in our possession and not feel the need to just give it away to Amazon, give it away to your friends, give it away to Asda, give it away to everybody. Being comfortable first, being comfortable having it and not feeling uneasy that I have money in my hand and I don't like it. I have money in my hand and I need to do all these different things. I have money in my hand and I just can't, I just can't have it there. So I'm getting a comment here. I had a terrible money mindset. I did not want to have money. I was uneasy. I was okay with a little. It has been awesome learning that I can have and not use or give it away. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I'm not saying that you're not going to spend your money. You will at some point, because we do need to buy food. We need to buy clothes. We need to pay for electricity and all the different things, and cars and houses and rents and mortgages. But right now, I just want everyone to be able to hold, and this is just a representation of whatever the money, how much money you have, being able to just have it in your bank and not feeling the need to get rid of it. Imagine having a friend, just give an example. Imagine having a friend who you're always trying to get rid of. Every time your friend comes to visit, once they're there, maybe you offer them a cup of tea, a cup of biscuit, but after 5 minutes, or I said a couple of biscuits, after 5 minutes, you're already thinking, it's time for you to go. How would your friend feel? Switch that. Imagine you are the friend and you go and visit someone. And after 5 minutes of being there, they gave you a cup of water or a cup of tea. After 5 minutes of being there, they are already asking you, are you ready to go? Would you feel insulted, or would you feel like, okay, this person doesn't really want me around? Now, let me know in the chat how you would feel. Imagine the following weekend, you went to see them again, right? So some people get paid weekly. If you get paid monthly, let's assume the following month, you went to see them again. And immediately you got there, they said to you, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I've been meaning to introduce you to this other friend of mine. You know, my friend's name is Amazon. You'd feel insulted, exactly. My friend's name is Amazon, and I think that both of you would be better acquainted. I think you would be better hanging out with Amazon than you would be me. So like, I already invited Amazon here. You don't even need to go and look for him. So can you just go with Amazon in his car and just have fun? Then let's say the third month you come over and your friend, you come over and your friend tells you, yeah, so I'm busy today, but do you mind just going to hang out by yourself in the park? You can hang out with Amazon or eBay or any of the other people there, but I'm a bit too busy, right? At some point, normal people will just stop going. I don't know how many people will last the 3 months, but after a while, you would just stop going because they don't like having you around. You would get the message that this person doesn't like having me around. So why am I going there consistently? And it happens with money. If you don't like having money, you will most likely end up having no money. And it happens like that. If you don't like having money, you most likely have no money. No matter how much you earn, you'll just keep giving it away. Okay. So as I said, like the first step is just being willing to hold that money in your hand and being comfortable with that money that you have. And, and another thing, and that's important. And the reason why we get uncomfortable with that feeling is because we all have this instinct to survive, right? We all, especially when maybe we have little money, we have this survival feeling, right? We feel like we need to spend some money to survive. And at the same time, we're thinking, because we need to spend money on those essential things to survive, which I call our four walls, which is our shelter, accommodation, rent, mortgage, food, utilities, transportation. Those four things are the things that we need to survive. And we need to spend money on those things to survive. At the same time, especially for women, we want to have some kind of money in our banks as some form of security. And that money helps us feel secure that we will be okay. But at the same time, we want to spend this money and that we want to have this money. And those two ideas is like constantly conflicting. And when we haven't gotten to the point where, and I shared with you that mathematical equation that that to have more money than you can spend, that you have to have more money than you can spend before you can spend as much money as you want. So you have to have more money than you can spend before you can spend as much money as you want. But so we have that equation, that phrase in the background. Now we have these things that keep us secure, those four things that we need to spend money on to keep us secure. And then we also have this feeling that we want to see money in the bank, right? I think a lot of women have that feeling because it makes us feel secure. It makes us feel protected, in a way protected, right? That there's this money there and we're fighting for this kind of security. And it makes complete sense. But when we start to spend money before we have it, when we start to spend more money than we have, when we start to, then it's hard to ever have the money that we need for the security in the first place. Do you get that? And then it becomes a vicious cycle where we never ever have enough. And then because we don't have enough, it reiterates the feeling that we don't have enough, so we're not secure, so we're worried and anxious about money. And then because we've already overspent in certain areas, we never can keep the money. We always have to spend it. We always have to pay off something. We always have to pay someone. We always have to pay that credit card or that debt or something. So the first step, I hope that makes sense. So to eliminate that worry, that financial anxiety that is based on survival, that is based on security, we need to start to have money. So what we all are going to do is, starting from now, however much money that comes into your life, from your job, your business, we're going to treat that money like oxygen. With oxygen, you breathe some air in, right? You breathe some air out, but you don't breathe everything out, because we need oxygen for our brains, we need oxygen for our lungs, we need oxygen for our heart, we need oxygen for our blood, we need oxygen to survive, right? So we're breathing some air in, we keep some in, and we breathe some out, right? And so with money, it's the same. You take some money in from your business, from your job, from anything, you keep some in, and you take some out, and some goes out towards paying bills and paying rent and paying for food and paying for necessities. So we make it, you get some money, you keep some in because you need some, and then you let some go out. So that's it. That's the step that we're going to take now. That's the actual physical step that every one of us is going to agree to take. And let me know in the chat if you're going to agree with me. You can start by keeping 1%, 2%, 3%. It doesn't matter how you start, as long as you do, because it's the habit. Having money is a habit. It's a way of being. Having 1% and being comfortable that you got 100% in, and you're able to keep 1% and let 99% go out, and you're not uncomfortable with 1%, or even having 100% and being comfortable keeping 10% and letting 90% go out, is a way of being. And it has no matter whether the 100% is £100 or the 100% is £100,000. Great. So I'm getting some agreement. That's amazing. Yeah. And so as we start to have more money, I'll commit to keeping some money and spend exactly. As we start to have more money, we increase our ability and we increase our space to have more. I'll give you an example. Like when we eat, if you eat a certain portion, normally our stomach shrinks or expands to the amount of food we're used to eating, right? So, well, for most people, not for everyone, but so let's say you eat a certain portion and you're full already. But if you put a little bit more, soon your stomach will have expanded. You're going to be able to have capacity to eat some more. So it is the same with having money. If you're able to have a certain percentage, let's say 1%, 5% of your money, you're able to keep that and have that without the feeling that you need to get rid of everything. Even then you're going to be able to, you're going to increase capacity to have more and to be able to keep more. And as you're able to keep more and have more, it creates space for you to generate more money. Why? Because it eliminates that financial anxiety that comes with survival, that comes with not having enough money, that takes up so much brain space that doesn't allow you to see clearly the opportunities that you have to generate more money in your life. We all have those opportunities. We all have them in pandemics, in recessions, in the midst of job losses, in the midst of anything, in the midst of anything. There's always opportunities that each and every one of us can use to increase ourselves. Why? Because God has given us the power to create wealth. And I'll tell you one thing, God's not playing favoritism. He didn't give it to one person and then say, I'm not giving it to someone else. He's not playing favorites. He's giving it to every single one of us. Mark chapter 11, verse 23 says, if you believe without a doubt that you can say to this mountain, be uprooted and cast into the sea, exactly is what will happen. That's if you believe without a doubt. So, and that comes into this, as well, and he wasn't talking to just one person or just the disciples or just special people. Every single one of us, whether you have an education or you don't have an education, whether you studied a particular subject or you didn't study a particular subject, whether you're tall or you're short, whether you're pretty or you've got long hair, whether you've got short hair or you're not, whether you wear wigs or you don't, whether you whatever. It doesn't matter whether you live in a certain country or you don't. Every one of us, God gives us opportunities in the midst of what looks like obstacles. He gives us opportunities in the midst of what looks like obstacles. But what stops us from seeing those opportunities, like the scales on our eyes, is sometimes this financial worry, the anxiety that I don't have enough. So immediately you hear on the news that there is a recession, whether it's in your country or in another country, automatically those words, recession, hack in and go into your memory. It finds something that you already believe to be true. When it finds that thing that you believe to be true already, it attaches itself to that and it becomes even bigger. And then you start thinking, yes, that recession is true, and probably it's true for me, as opposed to attaching it to the word of God that says, I have the ability to create wealth, whether it's in a recession, whether it's not. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 26, or 26, verse 12, it talks about Isaac and how God blessed him so that he became wealthy in the time of famine. Famine is a time of recession. And one man became so wealthy in the time of recession that he created so much wealth for generations to come. And that, those kind of blessings are not just for one person, it's for every single one of us. Okay, so I'll get back here. So as we're willing to have money, we are able to and you're able to start creating space for money. You're able to create space by starting by saving 1%. Starting by saving 10%, right, of what you have coming in. This gives you space to generate more money, because that worry, that financial worry that I won't have enough, is already being eliminated, because it's covered. It's covered by the fact that you can already see in your bank account that there's proof that you have money. So when those thoughts come that I won't have enough, you can cancel it out that I have money. When those thoughts come that say I can't afford this, you can cancel that out and say, I can afford this. I can see the money in my savings that I can afford it, but right now I'm keeping it. I'm choosing for this particular portion, I will keep that money. I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to create more money so that I can have, I can spend it on what I want. But for this portion, I'm keeping it. So when you say, I can't get this, it's not true, because you can look at your savings account and say, yes, I have a portion of money here. I can get this. When you start thinking, I don't have enough money, I can't have this, I need this, all those things those thoughts start reducing until they're eliminated, because you see the proof in your bank account that says, yes, I can have this, but I choose not to. And that choice is your power. You choose not to let go of all your money. You choose to keep some. And then that space that you're creating gives you the ability to look within yourself and look that if God has given me the power to generate wealth, that means He's giving me all the resources I need, to generate wealth. So therefore you look within and you can start to find ways that you can generate even more money so that you can do more things that you want to do. So you can achieve more of the goals that you have set for yourself. And then as you keep doing that over and over, you can start with small goals, and then you keep doing that over and over and over and over again. You start seeing that all those things that you thought, those signs that you don't like money, start becoming, start getting eliminated. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So just before we round up, I know our time is mostly gone. Yes. Okay, great. So important step is, even if you feel you don't have enough, you need to start putting a little bit, just even if it's 1%, put a little bit aside somewhere where you don't touch it. And it's important for you to start training yourself to have money without spending it, even if it's 1%. We need to train ourselves to have money without spending it, so that that's like that mental training that we need, so that when we start the race, when we start, achieving more and more goals, we don't get fatigued, we don't get tired. It's just like, when you start exercising for the first time, I told you, and then your whole muscles break down and you think, oh gosh, my muscles are so painful, I'm not even doing anything ever again. So I'm going to talk about our financial security pinnacle. So there is, and this security pinnacle is there is an amount of money that eventually we will accumulate, we will get to as we're having money. We will get to, maybe by putting away 1% and 10%, we will get to an amount of money. For everyone, it's going to be different, you know, where when we reach it, that all of a sudden you feel no financial stress, and all that attention that you have on not having enough money will just go away. And then you're also able to keep generating more and more money with ease. But to get to that place, we need to start by having money. And it's very hard when you don't have enough money. You feel like you don't have enough money now, and it can feel very triggering, you know, for some of us, especially when you think that I actually don't have enough money. I've never had enough money. It always seems like I have something to spend. You know, I always have bills. I always have things. I always have insurance and hit this and that and all these different things to spend. I get it. I totally get it. And trust me when I say that even if you start with 1% and you start training yourself to have money, you will be able to increase it and increase it. And you'll be able to generate that space where you're able to make more money and have more money so you can spend the money that you want to spend. And so we get to this place where we will get to this place as you keep on having and having. First, if you're saving 1% of £100, that's £1. £1 might not make you feel, you know, completely secure or anything. But as you keep on doing that and the money keeps accumulating and accumulating, you will get to a point where you see the amount and you will literally know that you've reached your security pinnacle. That means that all those things that are related, those financial stresses and worries that are related to you not having enough to take care of yourself, will be eliminated. Okay, I'm going to stop there because but I'm going to just add one more point on how to, just to help you with how to have more money. So starting to save is so important, you know, starting to save and watching and keeping that savings, not to spend it on anything, Another way to have more money is if you do have cash in your wallet and it's not, or in your home or something, not coins, you know, like actual cash notes, bank notes, maybe £50 notes, multiple, and you're not going to spend it. You have it in your wallet and you can see it every time you want to buy something, but you don't spend it. You see it because then that's slowly reminding you that I have money, but I'm not going to spend it. Another way is to eliminate words that are not going to move you forward. Words like, I'm going to try to save this month. Trying is an admission that something needs to happen, but you're not going to do anything about it. You're either going to do or you're not going to do. It's important, just let's be honest with ourselves. Are you going to save or are you not going to save? Are you going to keep or you're not going to keep? Are you going to have money or you're not going to have money? You can't try to have money. You either have it or you don't. I can't try to sit down on this chair and I can't try to stand up. If I'm either going to stand or I'm going to sit. Or I'm going to, yeah. And then the next thing is need. Like I need this, I need that. We need to start eliminating that and changing it because you know that now you have the power to create wealth. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, or how can I do this? Let's say you want to buy let's say tires for your car, for example. I just looked out of my window and I saw my car, so I thought of tires for your car. So as opposed to I need new tires for my car. What does need new tires for my car do for you, except for reminding you that you have tires that don't work and you don't have tires that work? So you're either going to buy new tires for your car or buy new tires for your car next month, buy new tires for your car in 3 months' time, or not buy new tires for your car, right? But that need just keeps on reminding you that there's something that you desire that you can't have right now. There's something you desire that you can't have right now. But if you change the way you talk so that you can start programming yourself to know that you can have what you want, as you start creating space to have it, right? Okay. Another word that I want you to eliminate is but. Every time you say the word but, it almost negates everything you said before. Like, I would save money, but I have this bill. I would save money, but I have this. That but is a big reason why you're not achieving what you say that you want, because that but is giving you the excuse that you need to relax. So once you say in your brain, I'm going to save money, and then your brain's already thinking, oh wow, we're doing this big thing. Then you say but, it's like, but we're not serious. That's literally what it says. But we're not really doing it. But it's okay. But it's just a joke. And then your brain relaxes. So your brain's not going to try and find ways for you to achieve that goal. And then never. Another word is never. I never save money. I never do this. I never do that. I never do. Especially when it comes to the goals that you actually want to achieve. If you don't want to achieve it, if you don't want to achieve any of those goals, then it's fine for you to say, I never achieve my goals. That's fine, because you don't intend to. But if deep down you want to achieve it, then it's important we don't use our words to prophesy negatively for ourselves. Don't use our words to cancel our future out, right? So yeah, so as I said again, try is the biggest one. Don't try to do anything. Just do it, because trying means that you're attempting something that you're not going to succeed at. You're attempting, right? Whereas we can just, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this next month. I'm going to do this in 2 months' time. I'm going to do this in 3 months' time, whatever, wherever it is. So having money, just to summarize, having money is not what you have to spend. So if you're going to spend money, even if it's in a sale or something that you need, that's not having money. That is spending money. Having money is not debt that you build up. So if you say, well, I have money because I have access to a credit card with this amount of money, that's not having money. Having money is not like trying to prove that you have money. That is, so what I mean by that is, buying something nice so that people think you have money, and trying to look a certain way so that people think, oh wow, she just got her hair done, she must have money. She just got a new car, she must have loads of money. Personal perception. Having money is not personal perception. It's not the perception that other people have of you. It's not that. That is not having money. Yeah, right? So just because people think you have money, or if you think other people have money, has nothing to do with them actually having money. Having money is not living beyond your means. It's not because I need to, anything that is beyond what you can, what the money that you have can affords. That is not having money. Having money is enjoying and living comfortably with what you have right now. And as you do that, you're able to create space. Again, I'm going back to that. You're able to create space in which you can start seeing opportunities so that you can generate even more. And then you get to the place where you have as much as you want so that you can spend what you want to spend on without it being detrimental to yourself or to your credits, right? So I'm going to stop there. I've got, there's still a lot that I wanted to share, but as time is quickly gone, I want to leave some space if you do have questions or you want me to clarify something with regards to having money. But first, and so please drop any questions you have in the chat. So at first, I just want to recap again. The first step as in building our financial strength is being willing to have money. Being willing to have money. Being willing to have money and not feeling that pressure, that need to get rid of it all, right? After we have money, The second step is then, and I haven't been able to touch on this much, but I have a little bit. The second step is, once we're able to have money, it creates that space in which the second step can happen, in which we can generate more money. And how that is built up is building our ability to see opportunities as opposed to always recognizing the obstacles. Building our ability to always see the opportunities as opposed to always recognizing the obstacles. And so that's the next step. And after that, the third step is consistent education, educating yourself about how your money is working for you and how it can even work better for you, right? And then the fourth step is being generous. And a lot of us love being generous. I know as women, we love being generous. We love to help and give and support. And it's such a great step in building even more wealth. But it's important to put it in the right position. It's important to put it in the right position so that we are not hurting ourselves as we are giving. It's important to remember that you can't give from an empty cup, right? How many of you can pour water out of an empty cup, right? You can't. You can't give, if you're stressed, it's hard to give. If you're extremely stressed, it's hard to give people love. When you're extremely stressed, if you're extremely tired, it's hard to give, energy and when you're really, really tired. And when you're financially empty, it's hard to be extremely generous, especially in terms of money. You can be generous with your time, but with money, it's hard to be generous. So just to recap, those 4 elements again: being willing to have money, then being willing to generate money by spotting opportunities, then being willing to educate yourself so that you can leverage that money and grow, and then being willing to be generous. And those build your financial strength so that as you are doing your financial strategies, as you are doing, as you are investing, learning to invest, learning to make your money work for you in different ways of, learning the stock market, learning different tactics, you're able to do it with ease without the need to sabotage yourself, without the worry of that, will this work for me or will it not work for me? I hope that is clear. Okay, I got a comment. I need to hear that, as I want to be more generous with my money and understand that I'm not yet at that stage. Yeah, so yes, we all want to be generous. Like as women, we all do. And there are things that we can be generous with now, and then there are amounts of money we can be generous with now. Every one of us probably has a lot more than somebody else. So there are ways that we can be generous with now. But then there are ways that if you're trying to be excessively generous, the kind of generosity that, someone who is like Bill Gates or, that someone like that may be able to be more generous than you can, but it doesn't mean that your generosity is not important, but yours is going to be on a different scale. Remember, in the Bible, there's this story of the widow who gave her money, and she wanted to pay money to give an offering, and she gave a couple of pennies or so, and that's what she had. Compared to someone else, that's like peanuts. Like pennies, like we have way more than that, but it was in accordance to what she had, right? One of my struggles is charging lower. I'm just starting to pay too painfully because it hasn't been natural to charge more and trust God. Yes, another hint that you don't like to have money is if you are able to charge your worth. But it's fine because you recognize that, and you recognize that already, and that is such a deep subject, like probably one that one needs to cover on its own time. It's a recognition about, and awareness is huge. That in itself is a breakthrough. That in itself is a breakthrough. Being able to recognize that this is where I'm struggling is a huge breakthrough. And once you are able to recognize that, then you're able to take action. So with regards to ensuring that your breakthrough just doesn't happen one-off and that it remains permanent, for you, Warimu, First is the awareness and recognition of what is happening, and you're doing that, right? And then is the allowance. So two things, awareness and allowance. The allowance for change, the allowance for things to be different. And it's in the allowance for things to be different that a lot of us struggle. So we first getting to that place of awareness is a huge breakthrough. To maintain it, we need to allow. And so that is my encouragement to you. If you want to reach out for more help or strategies in that area, you can always reach out to me. You have my email address, I believe, so you can reach out to me. Yes, great. So yeah, do that, because those are two completely different things, and it can really stand in your way from, growing your wealth the way God wants you to, and generating more money the way God wants you to. Any other questions? Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. If there are no other questions, you have my email. Please reach out to me. If you would like to, you have a question, you want more clarity on something, or you want to find out how you can work with me further, definitely reach out to me. I'm so blessed that you all are here. Every time I have the opportunity to stand, to talk in front of people, it is a blessing and an honor for me. I do not take it lightly. And I'm thankful for you all. Thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful 2021. I hope you have a wonderful 2021. Any questions, do reach out. Have a great, great, great day. Simone says that, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Idenesi. Thank you. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.